Hi there, Dr. Gary here on the road. We sell dental practices nationwide. We are dental practice brokers. I was a dentist for 25 years and then doing the dental brokerage for 14 years now. So today's topic is seller of a dental practice
the state border.
loses a well-qualified, motivated buyer. We'll get into what happened there. So as you know, we are now sunny out, excuse the sunglasses. We're now available to you 363 days a year. And you could, every day except Christmas and Easter, you could reach us at 8 a.m. East Coast time till 9 p.m. Our phone number is 201-663-0935. And our website is dentalpracticeguide.com or nationwidedentalpracticebrokers.com. So call us anytime. Everything you're about to hear is for informational purposes only, entertainment, that's it, not legal advice. Now, if you're thinking about selling to the DSOs, corporate dentistry, call us, because we know who they are, who the best ones are, who's having trouble getting financing, who's taking forever to go to closing, everything. So we can guide you. They will often pay our commission, so generally there is no commission to the seller. So you have nothing to lose by working with us. We have our 10 employees. We have a whole team, including 2 CPA accountants. So please give us a call. Now, when you work with us and you sign up with us, we will get your legal fees reimbursed upon successful closing based on some minor criteria. All right? Now, and all practices that sell for $1 million or more get their legal fees reimbursed at successful closing. So give us a ring and we will help you out with that. Whether you're selling to a DSO or not. If it's over $1 million, we'll reimburse your legal fees. Now, today's topic. This seller took forever to gather the documents and the paperwork. It's been about 1.5 years. And, you know, we are accustomed to this. This happens occasionally. Obviously, the first thing you say, oh, he's not serious. But, you know, if the doctor's older and invites you in to talk to them, sometimes they could just be pulling your leg and never do anything. But we feel if we establish as a qualified broker to them, they have a resource, and we're the ones. And most brokers will not put up with that nonsense. That is, I'm talking a year and a half before they get their act together. All kinds of excuses along the way. Now, again, it doesn't mean that this person is not ready to sell. They're just ready in the future sometime, which is unpredictable. Now, the aggressive seller is within 30 days. You have pretty much everything you need, sometimes less. But you get the whole package. You get in touch with their accountant. You get moving. You advertise it. And you market it. Occasionally, we have these that will take a year and a half to get their act together. And all kinds of excuses you can imagine. And some legitimate. Some, the doctor's health is failing. Some, the doctor had a family crisis, had to put things on hold. Others, the only attorney that the doctor will work with has also taken ill. It's just excuse after excuse after excuse. And then when you finally get a motivated buyer that's ready to go, buyers are ready. That's it. You bring a buyer to the table, majority of them are ready. They don't slow up the process. It is the seller that slows up the process often. And what do you do with these guys? Well, this doctor's taken forever, all kinds of excuses, medical problems, attorney problems. I mean, everything you can imagine. Problems with his accountant, how to get rid of the accountant, got a new accountant. The new accountant doesn't know all the numbers, doesn't know the discretionary. A lot of discretionary has to be taken, you know, you've really got to know what that stuff is. Well, the new accountant doesn't know. So you got problems with the professionals, problems with the attorneys, accountants. It's like everything. And this goes on for a year and a half. So we sort of ride with it. It's very frustrating for the buyers. The buyers don't have a stomach for this. They just feel, I'm wasting my time. Well, any buyer, when you have a situation where you're waiting and waiting and waiting, you should keep all possibilities open, all options open. You should be looking for another practice and never get your heart sunk on just one practice. Just realize that even if it's a great opportunity, once you get a letter of intent, you have a 70-75% chance, yes, that will go to closing. You got a 25% chance it's not going to closing. And that happens for a variety of reasons. So just be aware of that. The strong possibility it may not go to closing. So it's something you just got to deal with. Now, and then as you progress on, you're about to close. Maybe it's still a 5 to 10% chance it won't close, even if the contracts and everything are done. You have to leave a little margin because the buyer could get disabled, the seller could get disabled, the building could have a fire. I mean, anything could crazy happen, and it does happen. The seller could go to the closing and the seller walks away. Yeah, walks away. He's liable. It's a problem. But the seller walks away. We've had that happen once. They went to inspect the office and they kept going south. They just got cold feet. Just an idiot. I don't work with that buyer anymore. But anyway, this is what happens. So getting back to this seller taking forever, do you walk away because it's frustrating? You're not going to wait a year and a half. I realize that. But you may want to keep that seller in the back of your mind if they really liked you as you look for other deals. In fact, you may even go for another deal and try to buy the deal, and that falls apart after a few months. Then you have this one that you looked at previously you can go back to. So don't get frustrated as a buyer and close any doors. Yes, under this circumstance, after a year and a half, buyers like, this is ridiculous, I'm out here. But we as brokers keep up because there'll be another buyer that wasn't waiting all this time and then we'll just buy it. Meanwhile, you've been waiting so long, and now you waited a year and a half, now a year and 8 months, all of a sudden everything's ready to go. And somebody else picks it up because they just found out about it. So it is hard for you as the buyer. I realize that. Seller was foolish. Seller, if you're going to sell a practice, you have to start getting your all your financials ready 2-3 months ahead of time, because it's going to take you forever anyway. Call your accountant, get everything together, and then, when you call the broker, say, look at all the things I've gathered. Tax returns, profit and loss, procedure code analysis by ADA code, procedure code analysis by provider, profit and loss, lease is very important, W-2s, and then you've got to make a list, hopefully written by your accountant, of all your discretionary items. All of those trips that were, quasi-business, gifts in the office, everything you wrote off in the office that wasn't a legitimate business expense. We keep it confidential. Nobody knows. The bank keeps it confidential. The attorneys keep it confidential. Excuse me, I'm at an intersection. The attorneys keep it confidential. Everybody keeps it, but we need that. And so, before you even call a broker, get all of your documents ready. Have everything ready to go. I just had one like that. They had an info package, boom, one email. Within 24 hours, I had 85% of what I needed. Within 24 hours. That is a serious seller. And sure enough, we got 2 buyers on it right away. And the letter of intent has already come in. So within a 3-week time period, seller got me all the data. Then the DSO buyer came down to visit. Then the DSO buyer's internal people interviewed. And before you know it, bingo, we have an offer. And that's the way it should work. And I understand you as a buyer find it frustrating and drive you crazy. But sometimes you get a buyer seller that's on the game, sometimes not. But the seller that is slow to get everything doesn't necessarily mean it's a poor practice. It just means this seller can't get their act together. But they ran a great practice. All right, so enjoy. Thank you.